The divine sentence restores by vibration, not effort. For the universe does not labor, it resounds. Creation itself was not built by struggle, but by sound. Let there be light, and light obeyed. In the same manner, when you speak the divine sentence in full faith, you are not trying to heal, you are calling creation to order. The body, the mind, the circumstance, all vibrate to the tone of your decree. Every word is a frequency, and every frequency returns to its source multiplied. The wise do not push against sickness, they pronounce wholeness. The enlightened do not wrestle with fatigue, they declare, "The life of God flows through me now." Your healing is not in strain, it is in alignment. Spirit does not toil, spirit commands. The current of divine energy flows where resistance ends. You must cease the inner conflict and speak with certainty that moves mountains. The sentence spoken from the center of your being ripples through unseen realms and reshapes the fabric of your existence. When you say, "I am whole, I am strong, I am renewed," you set in motion the law of vibration, the eternal rhythm that governs manifestation. Every syllable charged with conviction becomes a pulse in the field of infinite intelligence. Do not think your words are small. Words are worlds. Each one holds the creative spark that made the galaxies. When spoken in harmony with divine law, they summon substance from the unseen. The secret is not in repetition alone, but in vibration, the living tone of belief. You can repeat 1,000 times and remain unchanged if your heart is filled with doubt. But one sentence, spoken once in the authority of spirit, can dissolve years of decay. For vibration transcends effort, alignment overrides exhaustion. The tired body does not need more struggle, it needs remembrance. You are not flesh begging for renewal. You are consciousness commanding energy. The infinite power within you has never weakened, only your awareness has slept. Now awaken. Feel the vibration of your voice as the instrument of God's decree. Speak until your words vibrate through bone and marrow, through nerve and breath, until your cells remember the ancient sound that gave them life. Every molecule listens when the soul speaks. Every particle knows the tone of its maker. Say aloud, "The word of God moves through me as radiant light and perfect power." Let that sound fill your atmosphere, saturate your field, and quicken every atom of your being. You will feel it, not as emotion, but as energy, as vibration, as the sacred hum of life itself. That hum is your true identity. You are not a body speaking words. You are the vibration of divine will expressed through form. When your speech matches the pitch of spirit, miracles occur as naturally as breathing. Cease your striving, cease your pleading. The law responds to vibration, not effort. The man who prays in fear receives fear multiplied. The woman who declares in power receives power in return. This is the great secret. Vibration is creation. Every sound you release sends an instruction into the field of infinite possibility. If you speak confusion, you call confusion. If you speak life, life rushes to serve you. Therefore, guard your tongue as the keeper of your destiny. Speak only that which you desire to see. The divine sentence, that holy vibration of truth, does not heal by touch or toil, but by tone. When you declare, "The life of God restores me now," you strike the tuning fork of heaven. The cells resound, the organs harmonize, the mind clears, the spirit rejoices. All becomes one resonant symphony of health and divine energy. This is the effortless restoration of the awakened soul, to vibrate again in unison with the source that made. So I say, speak not as a beggar, but as a creator. Speak not with effort, but with vibration. Speak as one who knows that every word is a key, every sound a force, every declaration a law fulfilled. For the universe does not respond to effort, it responds to tone. And the tone of truth spoken in faith is irresistible. Say it now. The divine life flows through me, effortless, endless, eternal. Let that vibration move through you, and the miracle is already done. You are the Word made flesh, not a wandering soul trapped in matter, but but the living expression of divine speech itself. The infinite spoke, and you appeared, clothed in light, shaped in sound, breathed into form. You are not a collection of cells and bones. You are a decree that took shape. Every fiber of your being is the echo of an eternal command, be. And you are. You live, move, and have your being in the vibration of that first holy utterance. To forget this is to fall asleep in illusion. To remember it is to awaken into power. When the Creator said, "Let there be," it was not a suggestion, it was law. And that same law speaks through you now, for you are the extension of the very voice that made the stars. You are not merely created by the Word, you are the Word expressing itself in flesh, thought, and motion. Every thought you think carries authority. Every word you speak sets creation into motion. When you speak, the universe listens, not as an observer, but as a servant of your decree, for the child of the divine inherits the power of the divine. Say aloud, "I am the Word of God made visible. My life is the speech of Spirit unfolding in perfect order." Let that sentence roll through your being like thunder, awakening every sleeping cell to remembrance. You are not powerless. You are not subject to chance. You are the law in motion, the vibration of truth dressed in form. To speak fear is to misuse your inheritance. To speak faith is to unleash the fire of creation. You are not here to beg for miracles. You are here to become one. Every situation, every body, every reality bends before the word. The outer world is but clay in the hands of the inner decree. You have spoken worlds into existence already through your thought and belief. Now speak anew. Command your life to align with the original tone of God that gave you birth. Declare, "Every word I speak carries divine order, healing, abundance, and power." The moment you know this, the vibration of your speech changes, and with it, the whole field of your reality begins to shift. You were never a victim of circumstance. You were never bound by the body. You are the living vibration of spirit, infinite, luminous, indestructible. When you say, "I am," heaven takes notice, for that phrase is the name of the divine. Every statement that follows becomes law unto your universe. Say, "I am strong, and strength must appear." Say, "I am prosperous," and wealth rushes to obey. Say, "I am radiant with health," and your cells rearrange themselves to match the decree. This is not poetry, it is power. The ignorant man prays for what he already carries. The awakened soul commands what has always been his. For the word does not ask, it declares. The body, the finances, the relationships, all are servants of the voice that speaks from the throne of the heart. You are that voice, and when you speak from truth, creation bows. The atoms of your world tremble with recognition when you speak your divine identity aloud. Say again, "I am the Word made flesh, and I call every part of my life into divine perfection now." In that moment, the energy around you reorganizes. Old limitations dissolve. Diseases lose their vibration. Weakness flees from the tone of authority. You are not mending yourself. You are reactivating the divine pattern encoded within you since the beginning. The word that made you is eternal. It cannot fail. Health is remembered, not earned. For you were born in wholeness, fashioned in divine symmetry, breathed into existence by the perfection of God. You do not strive toward health. You awaken into it. You do not create vitality, you recall it. For the body was formed from the light, and the light has never been sick. Every cell, every pulse, every spark within you remembers the divine blueprint of harmony. It remembers what it means to be radiant, balanced, eternal. Sickness is not creation, it is forgetfulness. Fatigue is not fate, it is amnesia of your divine origin. But the moment you remember, truly remember, that the infinite life of God is your source and substance, the illusion of disorder dissolves like shadow before the sun. The world has taught man to labor for his healing, to chase cures, to strive with flesh and will. But Spirit whispers another command: cease striving and remember. For health is not a prize to win but an inheritance to reclaim. You cannot earn what you already are. You are the wholeness of God expressed in form. The life that beats your heart is not human, it is divine. The breath that sustains you is not random, it is sacred rhythm, the Spirit breathing through you. When you remember this, healing happens without effort, because remembrance aligns you with the law. Say aloud, "The life of God within me knows no sickness, no weakness, no decay. I remember now. I am whole." As you speak, the vibration of that truth begins to awaken the sleeping patterns of perfection within your cells. The body, long enslaved by false belief, begins to obey the divine blueprint once again. Every atom listens, every organ responds, for matter is not stubborn, it is obedient to consciousness. The command of remembrance is stronger than any medicine, because it strikes at the root of illusion itself. You were never meant to fight for wellness, you were meant to recognize it. Just as light does not struggle to shine, so the spirit within you does not struggle to heal. The disease, the fatigue, the pain, they are echoes of forgotten truth. Speak the word and remember, I am not a body trying to recover, I am spirit revealing perfection through form. Let that decree move through you like lightning. It will awaken ancient knowing in your blood, in your bones, in your breath. It will call your body to remember the pattern it was formed from, the pattern of divine equilibrium, perfect flow, unbroken vitality. When you remember who you are, you no longer pray for healing, you embody it. You no longer chase strength, you become it. The spirit within does not mend what was broken, it reveals that nothing was ever broken, the universe is whole, and you are a reflection of that wholeness. Say now, I remember the life that I am. I remember the wholeness that never left me. I remember the perfection that lives in every particle of my being. Feel those words awaken the divine current moving through you. That current is not learning to heal, it is remembering its eternal rhythm. You are the memory of God walking the earth. Every time you affirm your divine nature, the cells rejoice. Every time you declare your perfection, the energy of the infinite flows unhindered. This is why the prophets spoke healing through words alone, because remembrance restores alignment. The tongue that speaks truth calls forth order in the body. The mind that remembers divine law brings peace to the flesh. There is no distance between you and health. There is only the veil of forgetting. Now the veil is lifted. Say aloud, "The life of God is my life now, pure, strong, and everlasting. I remember my divine perfection." Feel the great reversal within you, the mind turning toward truth, the body resonating with eternity, the soul rejoicing in recognition. You are returning to what has always been. You are remembering the song your cells once sang, the song of immortal health, endless energy, and divine order. And as you remember, all things align. The word becomes flesh once more. The infinite restores itself through you. And the law declares, "It is done." Command, don't beg, speak as the source. For the child of the infinite does not plead with the heavens, he commands through them. The spirit within you was never born to ask timidly, it was created to decree with authority. The law of the universe bends to the voice of the one who knows. To beg is to forget your lineage, to command is to remember that you and the source are one. When you beg, you speak as the orphan. When you command, you speak as the heir. And heaven recognizes only the speech of authority. The forces of creation do not move for uncertainty. They respond to conviction, to vibration, to the sound of dominion. Say aloud, "I speak as the source itself. I command my world to align with divine order." Now, the beggar cries for mercy, but the awakened one declares fulfillment. You were never meant to plead with God. You were meant to speak as God's voice in form. Every time you speak in power, you send a decree into the substance of the unseen. Every command born from faith is a divine act, a creative spark that reshapes matter, rearranges energy, and reorders circumstance. The weak beg the mountain to move. The divine says, "Move," and the mountain obeys. For the law was never external. It lives within your word. The command is the signature of spirit. It is not arrogance to speak with power. It is obedience to your nature. When you beg, you confess separation. When you command, you affirm unity. And the universe answers unity alone. The source within you never pleads for what already belongs to it. God does not request. God speaks. The sun does not ask permission to shine. The river does not negotiate its flow. They move because they are. So too must you speak not as a seeker, but as the embodiment of the principle that governs all. Say now, I do not ask. I declare, I do not wait, I command. Feel the shift, feel the authority awaken in your chest, the ancient fire in your voice. This is not human will, it is divine law in motion. Every command spoken from truth becomes an instant vibration of manifestation. You are not separate from the power that responds. You are that power. To say I am is to ignite the creative word itself. When you speak, worlds tremble to rearrange themselves around your decree. So stop asking for what is already written in your favor. Stop begging for what was given before time began. Speak as the source, and the creation will recognize its maker. Say, let there be health, let there be wealth, let there be divine order now. And it is done, not by struggle, but by law. To command is to stand in remembrance. You command not from ego, but from union. The word spoken in fear falls to the ground, but the word spoken in knowing moves like lightning through eternity. This is the speech of spirit, calm, bold, absolute. You must speak not to power, but as power. You must decree not as one hoping, but as one fulfilling divine will. The infinite within you demands expression through the word, and when that word is spoken with faith, the whole universe conspires to obey. Say aloud, I command my reality to reveal perfection now. I am the voice of God declaring order into form. As you speak, the very atoms of your being recognize your authority. The air thickens with obedience. The invisible listens. Every thought, every condition, every delay begins to dissolve under the pressure of divine decree. You were not made to pray from lack. You were made to pronounce abundance. You were not designed to cry before the throne. You are the throne, and your words are the law issuing from it. This is the difference between waiting and creating, between pleading and proclaiming. The universe mirrors the tone of your command. Speak as though the power itself stands behind you, for it does. Speak as though every force of heaven listens, for they do. Speak as the source, not the seeker. Say, I speak, and it is established. I command, and it is done. Let this truth consume all doubt. Let your voice become fire, for the word spoken in authority is the very act of creation, and the one who commands in faith moves as God in form. Every word you speak is a law in motion, for speech is not so. It is substance. The tongue of man is the wand of creation, and every syllable strikes the invisible like lightning, shaping matter, time, and destiny. You do not merely talk, you decree. Every utterance is a seed sown into the soil of the universe, and the law is faithful to bring forth the harvest. You may forget your words, but the universe never does. The vibration of your voice becomes command, the rhythm of your thought becomes motion, and the unseen world rushes to fulfill the decree. The careless speak curses into form, the awakened speak miracles into being. Say aloud, my words are divine laws, my decrees move heaven and earth to obey. The wise understand that life is a mirror, reflecting every vibration sent forth by the tongue. What you speak with conviction, you summon. What you declare in fear, you bind to yourself. Every I am you utter opens a door in the field of infinite energy, a door that cannot close until its law is complete. If you say, I am tired, you set fatigue in motion. If you say, I am strong, strength begins to manifest. The universe is impartial. It obeys tone, not tears. It is a law court, not an audience of pity. Your words are the gavel that strike judgment, and the sentence is creation itself. You are the judge, the lawgiver, and the prophet of your own existence. Say now, I speak only that which I desire to see. For idle words are not idle, they are creative forces misdirected. Every complaint, every doubt, every casual utterance is a decree wrapped in disguise. The moment it leaves your lips, it travels through the ethers, collecting substance, gathering energy, preparing to return in form. Therefore guard your speech with fire. Speak only from faith, from power, from divine remembrance. Speak as one whose voice is the echo of God. In the beginning was the Word, not effort, not struggle, not labor, the Word. And the Word became flesh. You are surrounded by your own words made visible. Your circumstances are the echoes of your declarations. To change your world, change your speech. The universe does not listen to what you want, it listens to what you say. The power is not in desire but decree. When you say, I am prosperous, I am radiant, I am whole, you are not describing the present. You are commanding the future, and the future bows to obey. There are no empty sounds in spirit. Every vibration has a destiny. Words are laws dressed in tone and breath, and those laws never return void. They go forth with purpose and perform the thing you sent them to do. Therefore, measure your speech as a priest measures fire upon the altar. For once spoken, it cannot be recalled. Speak only words that align with divine order. Speak truth until truth fills your atmosphere. Speak light until darkness flees. Speak abundance until lack cannot find you. Speak peace until even your bones remember the stillness of heaven. Say aloud, my word is the law of my world. Feel the vibration of it move through your body. That is creation happening now. The breath you release is not mere air, it is spirit commanding substance. The forces of life obey the one who knows. To speak without awareness is to cast laws into chaos. To speak with knowing is to command the universe itself. The prophets, the masters, the awakened ones. They spoke and it was done, because they knew the secret. Every word is law, every declaration is destiny, every sound is seed. So guard your lips as the gate of creation. Let no unworthy word escape. Speak not from fear but from authority. Say now, I release words of divine power. They go forth to manifest perfect health, wealth, and peace. The universe listens. Heaven records. Earth responds. Every word spoken in faith sets eternity in motion. The law does not rest, it fulfills. And as you decree, so it shall be. For every word you speak is a law in motion, and the word of God within you cannot return void. The body obeys the spirit that commands. Flesh is not masked. It is messenger. It takes its shape, its health, its rhythm from the decree of the indwelling spirit. The body has no will of its own. It listens. It listens to every thought you think, every word you speak, every vibration you release into the field of life. It mirrors the tone of your inner world. When the spirit within you stands tall, the body follows. When the spirit remembers its divinity, the flesh reflects its perfection. The error of man is that he has tried to heal the body through the body, forgetting that command flows downward, from spirit to form, from word to matter, from the invisible to the visible. Say aloud, my spirit commands, and my body obeys with divine precision now. You are not a creature trapped inside a failing vessel. You are the law of life directing a perfect instrument. The body is the servant of the soul, not its master. It cannot resist the vibration of truth. When you speak from the throne of the Spirit, every cell hears the decree. Every organ, every nerve, every atom receives the order and aligns to divine law. The body responds instantly to the voice of authority. It does not argue, it does not delay, it obeys. The moment you speak as spirit, the correction begins. The heartbeat adjusts, the blood renews, the bones remember their divine strength. For the spirit is the original blueprint, and the body is only its reflection in matter. Say now, I speak as spirit. I command perfect order throughout my entire being. Feel the power of that decree reverberate through you. It is not a request, it is law. You are not asking your body to improve, you are declaring that it return to its divine pattern. The pattern of wholeness, vitality, and balance that has existed in the mind of God since the beginning. No sickness, no weakness, no decay can defy the spirit that knows itself. Disease can only survive in the vacuum of forgetfulness. The moment the spirit remembers its dominion, the shadow of imperfection flees. The body is clay, but the spirit is fire. The fire gives form, gives movement, gives meaning. Without the spirit, the body is still. But when the spirit speaks, the clay becomes radiant. When you say, I am strength, I am light, I am divine energy made visible, the cells awaken from their slumber. They remember who commands them. They recognize the vibration of their source. They rush to obey the voice of truth. You are not healing yourself, you are re-establishing order. The body does not need to be convinced, it needs to be reminded. It will follow whatever command it receives most often. If you speak weakness, it weakens. If you speak life, it quickens. Speak life, and life floods your being. Say aloud, every cell of my body vibrates with divine intelligence and strength. The spirit commands, and the body fulfills. Let those words move like lightning through your form. That is not imagination, it is divine operation. The body is obedient by law. The spirit that governs it is perfection itself. There is no separation between spirit and flesh, except the illusion of divided thought. When you return to unity, when you speak as one with the source, every part of your being harmonizes instantly. Healing is not the mending of parts, it is the reuniting of awareness. You are not flesh controlling spirit. You are spirit expressing through flesh. Therefore, speak not as one in need, but as one in command. Speak not as one observing sickness, but as one declaring perfection. The law of life answers to the voice of authority, not anxiety. Speak as though the universe itself stands behind your decree, for it does. Say again, the spirit within me commands life, and my body obeys. Feel the rhythm of divine alignment. Heart steady, breath renewed, mind clear, energy restored. You are the Word made flesh, and the Word always governs the form it inhabits. The body must obey the spirit that commands, and when the command is truth, nothing in heaven or earth can resist its power.